3, 2, 1. Daily Riff with Marv, Quarantine Hangs, episode 6. What is up, everybody? We got a good one today. Lots to talk about. Well, I guess not really lots to talk about. I got lots of stuff on deck, really. We got an interview here with Mike Filer, and guess what? I didn't do it this time. It's Steve. He canned it over the weekend. It's a pretty fun interview with our buddy Mike Filer from the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Hope everyone's doing good. Goddamn, I was a little salty last episode. Sorry about that. But, you know, I had a bad shrimp burger the night before. I woke up salty. Don't know what to tell you. Let's put the comments up here. I'm going to be dealing with you guys a little bit here off the top. Since I'm on break for the second half of the episode with Steve doing the interview with Mike Filer. And, stoked everyone's tuned in. Actually, part of doing this is the 6th episode now is the fact that it's been actually going really, really good, almost better than we thought, and we've been able to secure some sponsors. So we're going to be, I know not a lot of people like commercials, but we're going to have to throw to a couple commercials now to keep this thing going. So we'll just do a quick message for one of our sponsors, and I'll be right back with you.
Hey Roberto, which is the best pitcher you've ever faced?
The one with McCain Punch.
Catch the taste of McCain Frozen Punch. In orange, berry, and fruit punch. McCain Punch is made with real fruit juices to deliver real fruit taste, which makes McCain the punch of champions, like Roberto Alomar.
Catch the taste.
Catch the real fruit taste of McCain Punch.
Wicked. Huge shout out to Roberto Alomar for doing that for us. Good synergy there on the sponsored level here. We're working on getting things going big over here. So what do we got to talk about here? What's everyone up to with this time off? Is anyone actually using it to get better at something, to learn a new skill, get a little creative? I know a lot of people off work. What's everyone been up to? I mean, I've been doing this shit. I got a couple other little things in the work that I can talk about in about a week. We got the new Monster Truck record is almost done. Marv's got to sing a couple more songs, and then we're off to the races there. But other than that, what do you guys have been up to? Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at the comments here. Working on James from Cambridge has been working on making his own riffs. Pretty soon he's gonna have his own riff of the day. Janice says, "Stay safe. Looking forward to seeing you guys in concert soon when the pandemic is over." No shit. I with all the stuff I've been doing on the graphic design and video and all this shit front, I haven't been playing enough guitar. I self-admittedly need to pick that thing up. Maybe I'll get it on a couple episodes. Maybe we can do a riff tutorial, or me and Marv can jam something out. I know that it's you guys don't pay attention to Monster Truck to hear me fucking talk all the time, so yeah. Randy Gast is learning guitar. That's a good one. It's a hard, man. Like if you're a guitar player and you ever need to know how hard it is to remember how hard it is to play guitar, all you got to do is pick your guitar up and flip it around the other way and try and play it with the opposite hands. It is fucking brutal. Wes O'Neill, Inception. Okay, let's talk about Inception. I want to have a discussion about Inception because I obviously have a big problem with Inception. So Inception hit Netflix this week, and when I first saw the movie, I'll admit I thought it was great. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was action packed. It made your brain twist into a goddamn pretzel. But of course, as soon as you finish that movie, you want to watch it again because there's so much shit that it's like you don't understand, and you're like, oh man, now that I know like how it ends, like maybe if I watch it again, really good movies like that, you watch it again and you figure things out you didn't see the first time, and it makes you understand more and you like it more. I found with Inception, the more I watched it, the shittier it was, because it just made me be like, plot hole, plot hole, plot hole, plot hole, plot hole. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That guy's motivation's wrong. This movie fucking sucks. And by the time I watched it, I gave it a second. I was like, maybe I was just in a bad mood like last week's episode. I'll watch it one more time and see if it really sucks as bad as I thought. And it was even fucking worse. I turned it off halfway through. So maybe it's just me. I don't know. I think that movie fucking blows. I think it fucking blows. There's some good acting. There's some good action. Other than that, it is not as good as everybody thinks it is. I'm sorry. That movie, the more they go on with the deeper, the dream and the dream and the dream and the dream inside the dream, that shit gets broken real fucking fast. I mean, it's already broken to begin with, inhabiting other people's dreams. I could live with it on level 1 of the dreaming thing, like we're bringing you into my dream, and there's I can live with that. But when it starts going to dream inside a dream inside a dream inside a dream, and time gets still fucking stretched, and everything's happening at the same time, and it's all ludicrous. Sorry, fuck that movie. Fucked that movie. And we're not talking about Tiger King today. We talked enough about Tiger King. And people are already fighting back on that. So let's just, I got to do another quick word from one of our sponsors, and then we're going to call Steve up, and he's going to talk a little bit about setting up his interview with Mike Filer. And quick word from Barks.
Barks, the one with bite. What do you mean Barks has bite? Johnny? What do you mean Barks has bite? Johnny? What do you mean Barks has bite? Oh, hey, man. What do you mean Barks has bite? Here, try some of this. Ouch. I haven't seen him that excited since he got his heels. Ouch. You tell him, Johnny. You tell the world.
Fuck yeah. Thanks, Barks. Supporting the Quarantine Hangs episode 6. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna call Steve and just have a quick word with Steve, check in on him, because he put together a great little interview with Mike Fowler of the Tiger Cats, which we'll go to after that. And then at the end of the episode, trying to really watch crossing that line with the whole copyright infringement thing, playing our own songs on our own YouTube channel, which is in some way, form, or shape a copyright infringement. So I decided, what the fuck? Why don't I play a B-side from Sittin' Heavy that didn't come out? A song no one's ever heard before and isn't in the system, isn't in the algorithm, and won't get detected. So let's call Steve up. We'll talk to him real quick, and then we will go to the Filer interview, and then I got some other stuff queued up, but maybe we'll skip it. We'll just go to the B-side and call it a day. We got another episode coming to you next Thursday. We're going to be doing the Lazies. If you're not familiar with the Lazies, and I don't know what to tell you, they're a wicked rock band. Boys from Australia living in Canada, huge part of the Canadian rock scene now, and we'll be getting together with those guys, Leon and Maddie from the Lazies. Let's call Steve. Let's call Steve. Steve Irving wants to know where Mustard SG is. It's right there on the wall. It should be in my hands, but it's on the wall. Sorry about that. Well, I'll bring it into an episode soon. I swear to God. Let's call Steve though. Let's talk to him. He was hanging out with Royal earlier. Huge fan of his son Royal, who's just the cutest little guy ever. Come on, Steve, answer the phone. There he is. Boom.
Hey.
Hi, Steve. Oh, here, we're going to angle you up there. Look, we're both wearing tie-dye today.
Haha, you got the memo.
Yeah, and I'm guessing it was just, they're obviously not guessing. They're made by the same person.
Yeah, and actually Royal saw that you were wearing that too, and he's wearing his.
What's up, buddy?
Say hi.
It's funny because I had Jack on last episode, and he was had about as much to say as that too, so that's good. So tell me about the Mike Filer interview. You've known him for a long time?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in general, I just kind of saw what you kind of had started doing, and it kind of got me thinking, man, I've met a lot of people over the years, and I'm pretty good at staying in contact with people as well, and I figured, I know some interesting people, and may as well, ease some of the load on you. And Mike's, I've known Mike for a long time. He's a good buddy. We go to shows together. He comes by and hangs out, and they just had a young son as well.
Yeah, where's he live? He lives out in the boons a bit, doesn't he?
Yeah, he lives in Canfield, right at the moment. He was born and raised in Brantford, but he lives in Canfield, which I think is down like towards Lake Erie.
Awesome.
But he's a country boy, and it was a good conversation with him.
Awesome. Well, thank you for doing that for me, and I think I'm just going to cut to that interview now, because we got a lot of interest on it for people talking about it on social media that want to see about the old music and sports synergy that we've always had. So let's just do that now.
All right, sounds good, man.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, talk to you later.
There you go. Let's hit it, right? Mike Filer. Enjoy.
What's up, everyone? My first guest on Quarantine Hangs, Steve's interview edition. Steve's Buds, we'll call it. Steve's Cool Buds. How about that? Mike Filer from the Hamilton Tiger Cats, local boy. Born and raised in Brantford, Ontario. Drafted in 2012 by the Calgary Stampeders. He has played 8 seasons, going into his 9th season with the Cats. Just got that contract, didn't you?
Yeah.
And he is currently the longest-serving member on the Hamilton Tiger Cats, which is pretty awesome. And he's one of the biggest music fans I know. Mike Filer, how the hell are you, buddy?
Man, it's been a while since I've seen that face.
I know, it has, huh? Still looking as good as usual?
I love it. I love it.
I could use a shave, but I think everyone can good in quarantine.
I know, it's crazy, man. Locked up.
Yeah. Did we meet? I'm trying to remember. Did we meet at... I got it down to 2 locations. It was either at Y108 or at our Hamilton Place show. I forget which one of those was first.
It was Y108.
Okay.
It was you and Jer on the morning show.
Yeah.
It was back with Ben, Shauna, and I think it was Chris still at that time.
That's right. And Jer actually just had Shauna on the Quarantine Hangs like last week.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. I remember you had a massive beard, and they were like seeing how many Smarties or rockets they could
could
stick in your beard or something like that.
Yeah. I was. That had to have been 2013 probably. That would have been.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So awesome to see you. Let's just get right into it.
Beauty.
So being the longest serving member of the Ticats, you must have a ton of Ticat memories. Can you give me an example of your best Ticat memory and your kind of worst Ticat memory?
Yeah, it's funny you asked that because a couple days ago, the team has kind of been doing like little social media hits and asking players like what their biggest memory is or greatest memory. And I had to like sit back and think, man, like over 8 years, like kind of everything that I had been through, everything that I'd seen, all the games we played. And I really kind of thought the last game at Ivor Wynn was probably one that would stick out the most for me. Like just being a Brantford boy, like growing up, man, I lived at Ivor Wynn Stadium. Like that place was crazy.
Yeah, that was that was a really cool stadium.
It was awesome, man. Like that, the atmosphere, like you were right on top of the field. Like that whole place was just like, it was Hamilton. Like when I thought of that place, I was like, there's no better like image of Hamilton than Ivor Wynn Stadium.
Yeah. I mean, it was a shithole, but rightfully so, right?
And I just remember like the visitor dressing room was like just raunch, like there's no air conditioner, like, and we always played like Labor Day was like always like so hot, right? And I remember like the Argos were always in there just like baking, getting ready for a game. And I mean, that was just part of Ivor Wynn. Like there was a tunnel where we used to walk out, so like instead of like walking over the concourse or anything like that, like we would go underground and then come up like right on the field.
Right. Yeah.
And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Like it was unreal.
Yeah, totally. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, at what point did you kind of realize that playing football professionally was going to be a possibility for you?
I guess it would have been like university, really. Like I was playing ball out east at like this small school, Mount Allison University. Like people probably don't even know, I've never even heard of that school. It's in a little place called Sackville, New Brunswick. And I would say probably my second year of uni, I really started focusing on going pro.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
That's that must be a really cool thing, just kind of growing up as a kid, just like being a pro athlete is kind of one of those goals that, may not seem really realistic growing up,
Man, like I remember I wasn't even planning on going to university. Like I remember we had a football meeting in grade 12 in high school, and the coach from Mount Allison came down and like held like this little meeting and at lunch hour, and pretty much was like a little recruiting trip for him. And he like said to me at the end, he's like, I want you to come play for us. And at that point I was like, really? Like I've never even thought about playing ball. And that was like in October. of high school. So I had like the whole second semester where I just like I had to like get my grades up because my grades weren't great in high school. Like I wasn't shooting 75, 80s, you know, like straight across the board.
Yeah.
So I spent like that whole grade 12 year like trying to get my marks so I could get like Mount Allison's a pretty academic school. Like they're not known for athletics at all. Like it's a very liberal arts school. And so I had to really get my my marks up in order to get in there as there being an academic school. But it was like small town parties, great atmosphere. Everybody knew everyone. It was almost like a bigger high school.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
so it was good.
Nice. Now, I got a funny full circle story. I was at a TICAT game last summer.
Yeah.
And this dude came up to me and wanted to get a picture with me. He was a fan of the band. And, you know, I did it because I like doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then at our Lee's Palace show, so Justine, my wife, took the picture, right, at Tim Hortons Field. Then at our Lee's Palace show at the end of December, probably I think it's the last show we played, that same guy went up to you and got a picture with you at our show.
I remember that.
That's a pretty funny full circle story.
Yeah, that is.
Do you like being recognized and asked about football all the time, or does that kind of get to you?
I mean, I think it'd be the same for you with music, being in a band, right? You know, and seeing fans, and at some point you do want respect on your your private life, and when you're out at a restaurant. And I'm not saying the CFL is we're getting hounded or anything like that, but. I mean, there's so many greats to it. Like when you're going out and like the feeling of being like recognized for being on the team and being a part of the team it's awesome, man. Like you can't deny it. It's awesome. But at the same time, like if you're in the middle of a meal or like I'm not the biggest, like I don't like the attention as much as some other guys do. Like if I'm in a crowd of people, like for instance at that Lee's Palace, like I was there in my element, rocking out, like having a good time, and then. It's not a bad thing, but like everyone was looking at me like because I'm taking a picture, like who is this guy and this that, and it's like I'm just not used to that. I'm not like, and there's nothing wrong with it. I was more than happy to take a picture and be a part of it. It's just like I don't know. It's like the attention side of it. I'm not always outside of the whole TICAT thing. I'm not the greatest with like I just don't. You don't want the attention sometimes when you're just trying to hide in the crowd. Yeah,
that's like me. It's that's like a personality thing, right?
It's like, exactly.
It's just how you deal with that. If you need that for your ego, or and you don't I've known you long enough to know you don't really have an oversized ego that needs to be stroked constantly. Yeah. But that's cool. And now, what part of being a professional athlete isn't all it's cracked up to be?
I think this year will be the biggest test for me because I got a brand new boy at home, like 3-month-old baby now. And I think like the amount of traveling, the amount like I'll be away, well, hopefully when the season kicks off, but I feel like that part of it is the toughest. Like, like you're just away from your family a lot. You're on the road. Football takes up so much of your time. Like, I'm in there at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm usually not getting home till 8 o'clock at night, on practice nights. And then we're gone away, 3 nights a week, 2-3 nights a week, depending on where we're going. So that part of it, I think, is like, it's very demanding, but obviously, for us, it's a short season. So, a lot gets crammed into 6 months, and then I have like 6 months at home to be able to help out and be around and just be a part of or make up for that family time that you kind of missed during the season.
Yeah, I hear you on that one, man. I've said that countless times to people. Yeah. It's like I never thought the toughest part of my job would be being away from home so often, And I mean that obviously magnifies when you have a family, And, congrats, obviously, on Dax, your little boy. I can't wait to meet him. It's this quarantine is happening at the worst time.
It's crazy, man. It's the worst time to be a new parent. I'll tell you that.
He's going to be. Oh yeah. Well, I have a 2.5-year-old, as you know, and yeah. He is getting active and demanding. You know, it's there's like different challenges with different ages, but it's all a challenge. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's but you know, it's worth it though, right?
You know, I mean, looking at the positives with the negatives, like obviously there's a lot of negative stuff going on right now in the world, and you know, being in quarantine and all that stuff. I mean, the positive of it is I get to spend so much time with them, you know, and I get to be home. I get to help out. I get to be around more, especially in the next month, because we'd be getting ready for training camp going into May, which has now been postponed. So I'm just taking this time to just appreciate the time that I do have to be around when realistically I wasn't supposed to be. Right?
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, if there's a positive or a silver lining in any of this, it's just that. But
yeah,
you know, for us out here, like Jen and I always say, like our lives really haven't been. I mean, obviously they've been impacted by what's going on in the world, but the way we live out here, like we're so. I don't want to say we're always isolated, but like this is life for us. Like we're on a farm. Like we don't go into town as much as you know, other people would, and we're always like we got 3 acres here, so we're able to, you know, get out and stretch our legs and not really have to worry about that whole social distancing because there's nobody around us really.
Yeah, life hasn't changed too much for you.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, other than going to the grocery store and having to stand behind plexiglass or anything like that. Like,
yeah.
You know, those things, obviously we're experiencing all that. But in the sense of, like, we're not locked up in our home. And as long as that sun's shining, like, I'm outside as much as I can be.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Music and sports work so well together. On so many different levels. There's so many similarities, and, you know, why do you think that is?
Oh, that's a good question. I think when you look, at least in my experience with it, like when you look in the locker room, everybody in that locker room has a different taste of music, or like most guys have a real big taste of music, and it stems, like, it goes from like one end of music spectrum to like the other, right? Like, and I just feel like in sports, I guess we relate so heavily to our music. Like you're either using music to, you know, get you amped up, you know, you're using it in your workouts, you're on the field, like you're getting in a mindset over it, or you're just grooving. Like, I just feel like music is, for me, I don't know. That's a tough question. I think, there's just so many.
No, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think a lot of it is, they're both things that kind of incite emotion in people.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's not many things that go on in life where you have a crowd of thousands of people erupting because something happened,
yes.
You know? And that happens at a concert, and that happens at sports events. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's that's what I kind of think. It's a really cool kind of medium to get emotion out there and incite emotion in other people, you know?
And everyone's gathering for the same reason, really, right? Like everyone's going for the same, you know, the same purpose, either music or for a sporting event. So that's a great way of putting it. You know, I was speaking more in the sense of, like, I guess, like in the locker room kind of thing, because it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, but what you said makes sense, though, because it's like, you know, you use it to get pumped up, or you use it to, you know, sometimes people use it to the opposite, to calm down, you know?
Yeah.
It can be like a therapy thing, you know? It's emotion, you know? So yeah,
it's crazy. Like since we've been, like, everything's been shut down, I've been running a lot, and like I go on these like 5K last week Wednesday I did a 7K, which is the longest I've done. And Jen was asking me, she's like, what do you listen to? Like, because I just put my earbuds in and I run. And I showed her what I was listening to, and she was expecting, like, you know, some hard rock, like something typically that I put on or something. And I actually been listening to, like, this old, like, folk music from, like, the East Coast.
Nice.
You know, and, like, yeah, just like chants almost, like some of their music is just a cappella, and it's like not even really like instrumental, you know, and it doesn't, like, she's like, how do you run to that? Like, yeah, like, how do you get pumped up? I'm like, I don't need it. Like, I'm just listening to the lyrics and kind of like grooving to it as I'm running. I don't need something like crazy beat to keep me motivated.
Yeah,
like,
running's more like you just want to kind of get in the zone, right?
Yeah,
and focus, you know. So you don't necessarily want to be like pumped up, right?
Yeah.
You just kind of want to be like zone out and you know and just, you know, get those kilometers under your belt, really. Right?
Just do it as fast as you can without having to pay attention that you're running. You know, like that's really what I'm trying to do is take my mind off it.
What was the first band that really got you into music?
I've said it so many times, man. It's like, it's what you're wearing right now on your shirt. Like, Deep Purple, man, is always I remember my dad had the album. Actually, the album's hanging up here behind me, Machine Head. And I remember we put it on and we listened to it from start to finish. And it's just like one of those albums, like, I still will just put on and I won't like track it, like go to a certain song. I'll just let it play from start to finish. And you like just go through that, and I don't know what it was. Like, I just remember sitting there listening to it, being like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
You know, like this is different than what I've ever heard. So Deep Purple was really probably the band that started me into rock and roll and like kind of introduced me to, like, you know, good music. And then my dad's buddy, his name's Paul. He was a big music guy too, and he introduced me to Uriah Heep, and I started listening to Uriah Heep a lot as a kid.
Oh, Uriah Heep, yeah.
Right, and I love it. Like, you know, those two bands were probably really my first, like, well, and it's British influence too, right? But that was like my first real influence into rock and roll music, and then I just went from there. Like, I just got lost. I went in so many different avenues as a kid, like stages. You know, went through everything, but Deep Purple for sure was the band that got me into it. And that's how I found you guys too, because I saw Deep Purple, you guys opened up for Deep Purple, and I was like, who the fuck is Monster Truck?
You know, that's funny. I got this shirt on the last tour we did with them, and
oh my god!
And I thought that was going to be your answer, so I kind of may or may not have worn this shirt because of that. You know,
I love it.
But, what have you been doing what have you been doing to pass the time? You're in this.
Yeah, it's actually been nice. Like I was saying earlier, like, our lives really, like, out here haven't been impacted too negatively, in the sense of, like, we have so much we got to do around here. So right now I'm gardening a lot, like trying to get our gardens like looking good, trying to get the property looking good. Like, the, you know, just when you drive by, kind of last year in the summer it kind of got carried away with weeds, and this place has so many gardens. The people that we got it from, like, they were a retired couple, and she has like probably 10-15 gardens. You know, and it got so out of hand last year on us. And so I've been pulling trees out, and I just planted a bunch of fruit trees, so I'm hoping to get some apples by the fall. We'll see what happens. But other than that, just little things around the house.
You know how I can tell that there's a lot of gardens at your place? Because you said 10 or 15. You didn't give me an exact number. There's so many gardens, you don't know the exact amount.
No, and it's like I've been saying to Jen, like, I'm just going to sod these over. And she's like, no, like, keep them. Like, I love it. I'm like, we don't have enough time to deal with this. Like, it's like, there's so many of them. So we're going to get a little vegetable garden going. We're going to do that. We got the fruit trees, and now we're looking into chickens because, you know, we go through a lot of eggs.
How do you think this pandemic is going to change the world?
It's hard to say, man. Like the conversations I've had with people about this whole, pandemic have just been from like one end to the other. Like, sometimes you're like, oh yeah, you know, it's going to be cleared up in a couple months. And then, you know, you listen to the next thing on the news and it's like, maybe this is going to be 18 to 24 months. Like, you don't know. And I think there's just so much uncertainty in the world. Like, this is like the first time we've ever just shut down the economy, you know, and just like ask people to stay home and don't go out, you know, and I think, I don't know how to answer that really. Like, I think that you're going to see a lot of different new things in life, you know, like our Are businesses going to realize that people can just start working from home and not having to go in as much?
Yeah.
You know, like,
that's a good point.
is that going to be part of it? Like how is it going to affect the sporting industry? You know, like, or how are people going to want to go to games after this and be in mass crowds? Like, you don't know.
Concerts
you don't know how it's
too.
going to be.
Yeah.
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 You know, and it's just like,
and I'm wondering if you know, people are gonna be as, you know, like, be way more hesitant to, you know, hug each other and shake each other's hands, even, you know, or you know, on a more personal level, you know. It's it's fucking
you don't
nuts,
know,
man.
like, it's eerie now. Like, you go out and it's like you're used to like shaking people's hands, and now it's like nobody will come within 6 feet of you. You know, rightfully so, as what we're going through. But like, is this the new norm?
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, I know.
You know, is this going to change, or is it going to be like how we are?
Yeah,
you know, from now on, it's crazy.
Yeah, totally. All right, I'm going to end this up with a couple quick fire this or that questions. All right, with just a short 1-sentence explanation for your answer. Okay.
All right.
It's basically which would you rather?
Okay.
Number 1, Beatles or Stones?
Stones.
Yeah, you're a Stones guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm a Stones guy. I mean, that's a tough question too, but I'm a big riff rock guy. Like, I like riffs.
Yeah.
I like distortion. I like overdrive. I like that stuff.
They rock a bit harder than the Beatles.
You know, and it's exactly.
Okay, so now we got that. How about this one? Spice Girls or Destiny's Child?
Well, that's a tough one. I'd probably go Destiny's Child.
Ooh,
Me too.
nice.
Me
Nice.
too.
I'm a Spice Girls guy myself, but hey, I won't hold that against you. Weed or booze?
I'd take weed. Weed over booze. Booze is brutal.
I kind of knew that, but yeah. I miss our little sessions, let me just say. Tropical vacation or camping vacation?
Camping. I'd take camping any day. Cottage life, trailer life.
Yeah.
Agree.
All right. This one, I think I know the answer to this one. Ivor Wynn or Tim Hortons Field?
Man, that's a tough question there. I don't even know if I can say that one, because now I'm going to switch to Ivor Wynn. I mean, obviously Tim Hortons Field is awesome. It's creating its own identity, but man, I grew up at Ivor Wynn. You know, the being able to walk to the 50-yard line and pull up the turf and cement's just like laying right there underneath it. You know, like that's awesome. But Tim Hortons Field is still rocking, man. Like, you guys played that halftime show. Our fans are nuts, man. Like, just. Yeah. I don't think it matters what stadium it is. It's the fans that create that, like, chaotic atmosphere.
Yeah, totally. Awesome, man. Well, that's it. Thanks for chatting, man. Good to see your face.
Man, I'm glad you asked me to do this. It's been a while. It's been too long.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can all stay responsible and end this soon and get back to normal, you know?
Get life back on track.
Yeah. All right, good talking to you, buddy.
All right, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, take care.
Later.
And that's it. That was the interview with FILER from Steve. Thanks to Steve for getting him, and thanks for Mike FILER for coming on and doing that. As promised, I'm just gonna end this episode. End this episode with a little bit of comment action here, because I know you guys have been watching that interview here. Let's see what we got going on here. Hey, Seth Wood's in the stream here. Haven't seen him in a while. American fan, nearly JD time. Isn't that one of the things about this quarantine right now that is just like, it's kind of no rules? Like, go to bed whenever you want, get up whenever you want, start drinking whenever you want. How many joints are being smoked at like 6:30 in the morning now? I had breakfast at 2 p.m. today. It was excellent. Funny. Okay, that's it for this week. Thanks to Roberto Alomar for the shout outs, and thanks to Barks Has Bite for the support. And we're gonna see you guys on Thursday with the Lazies, and I am going to leave you guys with a little unreleased monster truck. No one's ever heard this track before. It's a B-side off of Sittin' Heavy. It's called Rollin' Thunder. Ooh.